Hi there, this is of course Nick on the Get Me Off Grid video blog. Thank you very much for joining me. One of the main reasons for me to get this video out here is just to keep the channel alive right now, whilst I'm going through the process of getting some money together for the next few stages of what I call the project. Okay. Obviously I've shown you some basic methodologies about alcohol stove creation. I've told you a little bit about alcohol production. I've gone into how to go through the process of using broken photovoltaic cells to actually construct your own solar panel, and mine is still outside doing its magic. Okay, so there's lots of ways in which you as a human individual can find ways of getting off grid, including doing something like learning wood gas stove construction and building. I mean, in weather like this, when the sky is bright blue and there's only a little white fluffy cloud just like floating along in the sky, it's very easy to think that yeah, you can go off grid because like the air temperature is quite mild. You don't even need the lights on during the day because there's enough light coming through the windows. Relax, okay? But what about when things get harder? What about during the winter? What about during a cold snap? Okay, what about times when the sky is black with clouds? You've got to think about all these things, and that's one of the reasons why I think alcohol is quite so important. There's more than one ways to skin a snake, as they say. Okay, there's more than one ways to produce alcohol. I would say that as far as off-grid living is concerned, alcohol is probably one of the most important things. Not because you drink it. I don't drink alcohol at all. What I'm interested in doing is having a fuel which I can use indoors during the winter for water heating, for space heating. Okay? And that's why I've shown such an interest in the bioethanol fireplace. You can produce alcohol from enzymes, and enzymes which are used in a special way to break down things such as cellulose. So there will be ways in which you as a homeowner could possibly be able to get your hands on these things, and so on and so forth. But my next step is essentially the distiller, and to get a distiller which is right for the location, right, and to modify it possibly in terms of water consumption so it doesn't use up all that much water, so that I can do what I want with it. So that's essentially what I'm working at now. I've got a little bit more money coming my way shortly. I will hopefully be able to use some of that plus some of my earnings to be able to get together the still that I'm looking for. And I hope it's going to be absolutely wonderful. So get that up and running, do some experimental runs with it, make sure I understand in a tactile way, in a hands-on way, okay, the ability that the distiller's got to produce alcohol in terms of rate, purity, combustibility, and so on and so forth, okay? Then, after I've done that, I can then look into more forms of alcohol production. Alright, so you as a viewer of this channel will already be aware of how to do cooking outside, of how to create the wood gas stove outside. I haven't actually demonstrated a 16 brick fire. That may be something for later on down the line. That's another thing which you can use. You can have it installed on your patio basically, and use it basically whenever you've got some wood which you can put in it. It's quite an efficient way of generating flame. So that's something else to work forward to. But remember, indoor heating is quite important too. So that's where I'm going with this right now. Just wanted to keep you posted.